How's it going? This is Josh,
I'm Ryan.
and this is our podcast.
It's the Body Fish Podcast, episode 3 for the week of July 6th.
You got this weird look on your face,
What's
man.
today?
You look like a happy little
July
9-year-old.
6th?
It's July 6th, 2016, year of our Lord,
you
AD, Ad Domini.
If you listen to the last episode, you'll realize that this episode's only coming out a few days afterwards because that episode went out so late.
Yeah. There was an issue.
There was an issue. We had no tissues.
He was delayed.
Well, Josh, there's a few things I want to talk about today.
I would like to hear them, man. You had some things you wanted to talk about.
Well, number one, something we both want to talk about. And this is the most relevant podcast to date, I will add.
Ooh.
For our viewers.
Yay.
Maybe they didn't get the message from my description last week that we were like on top of things. But we saw the Warcraft movie almost the day after we recorded last week's podcast.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that?
I would like to talk about it.
I feel like we've brought it up a couple times, so we might as well finally talk about it since we've
just
seen
end this continuing serial series of will they, won't they?
Will they?
Won't they?
They did.
They did. That's it. No, dude, what did you like and not like about the movie?
All right. Things that I liked. Number one, the CGI was good.
CGI was fantastic.
The voice acting for the orcs was good.
Yes.
Well,
wasn't it all? It was all motion capture.
Yes.
So they were actually doing all that stuff.
Yeah. The fan service was pretty on point. I know people that really like the lore probably wouldn't like a couple things that happened, but the fan service was on point, especially for World of Warcraft.
Because you were saying that the city wasn't that one city wasn't floating yet.
Yeah, Dalaran wouldn't have been floating at the time. Khadgar, or not Khadgar, Medivh wouldn't have been summoning the orcs through the portal inside Karazhan. He was at the portal. I believe how it happened. Like, he brought them through. Like, that was kind of a little different.
Yeah.
But who really cares? I don't know a lot about the lore in general, and I thought the lore was pretty good, but like the World of Warcraft fan service and stuff like that was good. Some of the visuals and the sets were good.
I was really blown away by the sets. I was talking to you about it. I loved all the props. I loved the costuming. I loved the sets. I particularly loved the forest where they went and met the king. Where he was at that little house.
And Goldshire.
Goldshire, yeah. I liked that it had like that cartoony look that the game had, and just like that kind of pseudo Disney fantasy. Like, it doesn't really have a time period. We're kind of pulling from everything. Every kind of, that medieval not Victorian, like Elizabethan and stuff like that kind of eras, and they're all just like a mix mash of what, kind of like The Witcher, the way The Witcher looks.
Yeah.
I love the way that looks. But no, I really, really liked the forest set because it looked like that super dense, fantastical forest that does not really exist anywhere that I think that we can go as people, or even.
I will say I haven't seen a lot of the new Disney live-action reinterpretations of that shit.
Yeah.
But I feel like, from what I've seen in trailers, that this movie did the fantastical fairy tale forest and, like, end scene better than I've seen in those. Like, I feel
seems
like the visuals were better.
From what I've seen of some of those, they try to go with like a more just like, it's just forest. Oh, okay. This is just a forest. We drew it that way because like that's how
it was fantastical.
Because we're artists, and stuff like that. But like, this is what a real forest looks like. But like, it's the same kind of praise that I give. Like, and you're always laughing at me for that shitty Snow White movie, The Huntsman.
Oh yeah.
Like, I really like the sets, and I like the costuming, and I like some of the props and stuff, and the CGI in it I thought was really good too.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the same kind of thing for me with that, where that was like my main thing that I enjoyed the most.
Well, later on in this podcast, I might not have the right to give you shit for that anymore. But
oh yeah.
Another thing that I really liked was they went for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, they didn't even bother dumbing it down.
No,
I guess
they
is the
didn't.
word.
It's
Or making it a lighter version of
yeah,
what it
it's
is.
crazy. Fucking people are just using magic. Like, you've never seen anybody use magic as, like, crazy weapons in other fucking movies like this before. Like, Gandalf will put his staff up and it'll blind somebody.
Yeah.
Or fucking, dude, nobody's throwing fire bolts around.
Yeah, this I think the Dungeons and Dragons movie, that pile of shit, which I feel like a lot of people are kind of thinking this is like, and honestly, having seen the Dungeons and Dragons movie, it's careful with that pitch black, bro. You're gonna ruin the recording. But we'll edit it out in post.
I won't. I'm a lazy editor.
You keep it to what it needs to be. Anyway, I feel like a lot of people are kind of like seeing this Warcraft movie as kind of that Dungeons and Dragons movie. But I remember the Dungeons and Dragons movie. This is so much more enjoyable. It's so much better. There's no Marlon Wayans. Marlon Wayans sucked. I think the worst character in it was Khadgar.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. Pretty much, the more I thought about it later on, we had talked about it for a bit.
Yeah.
We were both a little hungover and tired, but fucking... We had talked about it a bit, and the more I thought about it, the more I actually really, really enjoyed that movie a lot.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Khadgar was... the guy that got to play Khadgar was terrible.
He's awful.
I saw him in some of like the special featurettes they put out before it, and he seems like a pretty charismatic guy. He honestly played the character that way.
Well, it's like Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel is a really cool dude.
Yeah.
Every time he's in a movie, though, he's like the least charismatic person involved, especially when you put him up against The Rock.
Yeah, I don't get it. So,
but dude, that's funny though, man. Like he's like a real cool guy, but he played the characters. Maybe he was trying to go for like kind of like the Bilbo, bumbling and but the problem is he's not likable.
No, it wasn't likable.
Yeah.
So overall, he was pretty bad, and then overall the human side felt rushed.
It was weak,
and it had to be there, and that's where they put most of the fan service, and that's what kind of saved it for me. But and I don't normally like fan service, but in this it felt appropriate since it's a dumb fun movie anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
It was just kind of moving the orc story forward, and that's pretty much all I have to say about that. You had more critiques about it in general over the strength of one story over the other.
I really thought that the orc story was really kind of the heart of the movie. It was pretty. The orc side was pretty deep. There was a lot of character motivations. Things were made clear. I got really behind. What was his name? Durtan.
Yes.
I really, really liked Durtan, dude. I mean, aside from the fact that I thought the orcs looked amazing, I have always pictured orcs as looking like that. Like, even before I had ever played Warcraft and seen, like, the concept art and stuff like that, when I was reading, like, Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and, you know, various Dungeons and Dragons books when I was a kid and stuff like that, I really, really pictured them being just these huge, massive, scary-looking hulks. And that was honestly one of my only complaints about Lord of the Rings was that they were a little too human.
They were kind of human zombie-ish.
They were like human. They were They were beastly, of course, and they looked great. And I loved the Uruk-hai from Fellowship. I loved how they looked. Because they were crazy looking. They were so they looked evil as shit.
The sharp teeth. And
sharp teeth, and they were, I wanted them to be a little bulkier, a little bigger.
Yeah, the orcs in this are definitely bulgy, tribal,
I loved it, dude. Oh, dude, Duratan's second in command, the bald one with that Doomhammer.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that guy is fucking nuts looking. I loved that guy, and watching him use that hammer was sick. But from a story angle, back to the story angle, I was really caught up in the visuals of the orcs.
Yeah, well, I mean,
but they look so cool. But the story angle, I really got behind the orcs. I got really invested in it. And with the humans, it was just kind of like, oh, here's Hero Man, and he's got a son, by the way. Oh, this son's really important to him. I didn't buy it. Whereas there was the same kind of story going on with Durtan and his wife and his son, and I got invested in their family and stuff like that. And it was just like whenever the plot needed Lothar, was that his name?
Lothar, yes.
Yeah, whenever the plot needed Lothar's kid to show up to show some emotion, he'd be there.
Yeah.
It fell flat. And I've seen Vikings. He's good on Vikings, because I feel like he's suited to that more barbaric type of character. And the way I think Lothar is supposed to be, he's supposed to be more of like a Aragorn.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like the casting choice was correct.
All of the royal...
He was one of the better of the human side, but I didn't really care for his... Because he does a lot of weird things with his head.
Yeah, plus his accent. Since he has an accent, he's trying to be more of an American accent.
Well, and the accents were all over the place.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was supposed to like represent the melting pot that I guess they were trying to go for like kind of an American feel or something like that, where it's just they weren't trying to like... all fantasy people are British, which I appreciate.
Warcraft definitely does not have British humans.
The one thing that disappointed me the most out of the movie was no dwarves.
There are dwarves.
But like the beginning was just like I was like, yes.
Yeah, Ironforge.
Yes, they go to Ironforge first, and you meet the dwarves, and I was like, holy shit, he's gonna have like a little dwarf buddy or something like that. This is gonna be badass.
Yeah.
That's it. He's like, this is a pistol. And he's like, what does it do? And he's like, oh, you should go. Okay. And
for sure.
That was it.
For sure, the other races, there were no other races on the Horde side, which was unfortunate.
I know, I wanted to see some of the trolls. I like the trolls.
Trolls and Tauren are fucking cool.
Tauren aren't around yet, though, are they?
They should be, yeah. Okay. They should be. But,
okay, I'm not very familiar with the lore. I played the first game when I was like 10.
Yeah, well, and that's what I was gonna say is I don't know a lot about Warcraft. I was more of a World of Warcraft player. But they didn't show any of the races on the Horde side, which I'm not sure about the lore as far as that goes. But also, they used the other races on the Alliance side as fan service. They didn't really have a place in the story, and on top of that, I feel like they made the two stories and they had to cut the length of the movie down.
Yeah, you said something like there's like 45 minutes.
They said it was director. Yeah, they said that it was like cut by 40 minutes or something like that, and I feel like that part of the movie got cut out.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would have made it any better or worse, but it felt like scenes would start and then just end. It didn't feel like
we were talking about that. The editing was so weird because it was just like, okay, here's the thing, and now it's done. And it's just like, now this is happening.
Yeah, and I think that's what really hit the human side the most was the here's something. Okay, we're back to the orcs.
Yeah.
Here's a little tidbit. Now we're back.
Yeah.
Here's a little bit of this, or like the king's wife. The queen, like she was played up like she was going to be a character, and then nothing ever happened.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about, like with with Lothar's son.
Yeah,
it didn't matter.
No,
like, none of it really mattered. Like there's supposed to be like this brotherly kind of thing going on between Lothar, Medivh, and the king.
Yeah. No, his son served to piss Lothar off and be mad at Medivh.
Yeah.
Be suspicious of what Khadgar had told him, and then he got his son killed.
he died as he lived.
Yeah.
A plot device.
Exactly. So I feel like if it is true that they cut a lot out of the movie, it probably got cut from that side because the editing was so weird. It felt that way.
Yeah, the orc side seemed to flow a little better than the
it was a story with cuts to like this other side of the story, but like it was only ever to show us the humans' motivations and then get back to the orcs. Like it never had any depth to it.
Yeah,
it had fan service, good visuals. Yeah. Back to the real story with the orcs.
It was just like it's kind of like it's like the Two Towers light. Because it was just like you got invested in the humans' cause in the Two Towers and in the film, in the film. Referring to the films, the books are another thing. The film, you got invested in the human cause and stuff like that, and I felt like they're just like, dude, they're hunting us down, they're killing us. They brush at that with this movie, but like you feel a lot more bad for what the orcs are doing from the orc side of the story. Like when him and Doomhammer are looking at it, he's like, look what we did. Everywhere we go, everything dies.
Yeah.
This sucks. And I felt like there should have been a reflection of that on the human side where they're like, there was a bit, it seemed like the urgency was established more from the orc side of this, they were carrying the load.
Yeah.
With the orc side, and the human side just kind of fell flat. Medivh's story I liked a lot. I thought Mediv was really cool. I wish that they had maybe used him as the main character, and you watched everything that happened with him happen.
They should have, for sure.
Ben Foster's a great actor.
Yeah.
If you've never seen 3:10 to Yuma, I recommend it. Pandorum, it's a little B-rate sci-fi movie. I love it. Those are both Ben Foster flicks. He did one with Woody Harrelson where they play soldiers, they go around and do like they talk to the widows and stuff like that. That one's really good as well. I can't think of the name of it. I watched it with my dad one time though. It was real good. But no, Ben Foster's a really good actor. I was really, really impressed with him in this movie. Yeah, he was the standout human for me.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I really, really liked his character. I really liked his performance. I liked his story. And it was just kind of, once again, it seemed kind of like an afterthought until it was like the main plot point.
Yeah. They
It's
basically
so weird.
They gave it's the orc story, because really the humans are just like, who are these new people? Oh no, this sucks.
Yeah.
But they tried to make it a little bit crazier. Like, but when Mediv was the only one who had a story in it, as far as I know, people are going to tell me how wrong I am. That's fine, but
yeah, people are already doing it. They're doing it right now.
But the orcs, you start off the story, and then you get to the humans, and they're like, we need to get the Guardian, and then they're like, okay, and then they're there, and then they go back, and then they go back, and then they go back, and they go back and forth, just letting us know that they're still doing stuff.
Yeah.
Like, Khadgar going to Dalaran was the only time that like anybody did anything.
That's true. That was the only big plot thrust forward that when he went to Dalaran.
Yeah, and they're like, "You're gonna be the new Guardian" when he went into the QB thing. And I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, like I feel like we've done a little bit of dogging on it right now, but like honestly, it was good to see a high fantasy flick that wasn't Tolkien.
Tolkien or fucking more serious fucking
Game of Thrones
kind of medieval kind of shit sucks.
Yeah, well, like we were talking about, dude. It wasn't just like it's like themed after history and stuff with a little bit of magic. I was happy to see a guy riding a griffin. The giant wolves, the wargs. I thought that was great. They had a little merman in the corner on one of them. The
Murloc.
Murloc.
Yeah.
I love that. He's standing with a little trident and he just baka whatever. And I was like, that's great. There's a flying city in the clouds. There's an elf with crazy glowy eyes.
The night elves looked pretty cool, yeah.
Were those night elves?
Yeah, those were night elves.
Figure out, were they night elves, blood elves, or just elves?
Night elves. Blood elves, although this doesn't matter in much the case of Dalaran, fucking blood elves are like hidden away right now. They're locked away in their own shit.
Okay. Because when in Warcraft 1, I remember like on the orc side, you had goblins, trolls, orcs, and ogres. And ogres were like your big heavies. They had 2 heads and they would slam the shit out of stuff.
You know what I'm fucking upset we didn't see, and I don't know the lore on this with Sylvanas and stuff, but from World of Warcraft, it would have been nice to see an undead fucking character. A zombie who's like not a zombie.
Yeah.
Well, no, because undead is one of the playable characters.
Oh, you were just undead?
Yeah, you're just undead.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
You're just a zombie. Cool. That's how you are.
That's cool as shit. I would have liked to see some elves, but like I said, dwarves. I told you how many times I fucking love dwarves, and I wanted one little badass run around, and like they looked like dwarves.
Yeah.
That's once again like the orcs. I was happy with the orcs. I'm happy with the dwarf because like the Hobbit, they made this like they all looked like they belonged in Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
They didn't look like dwarves to me. They looked like hipsters. And I was glad to see we went back to the stumpy little ugly big nose, huge beard, dwarves.
Yeah.
And I was so pumped with their design, and that we were gonna get to see dwarves again. I love dwarves, and then it was just that died on the vine immediately.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I would have liked to see little touches, maybe not main characters or something like that, but show the scope of this. It was really just like, oh, the orcs are here, and they raid a couple places, and then we're gonna charge at them. There was no like.
Which I think the original story was like.
They're everywhere.
Well, no, I think Medivh like lets them in, and then that was like it, right? Like Medivh let them in, and then they had to get rid of Medivh, and then the orcs were just kind of like, we're here now.
That's pretty much how it went. I think
that's how it went.
Yeah, they just sent out raiding parties and stuff.
Let's not
talk about the real war.
But basically, at first I was like, yeah, that movie's alright. It's pretty cool. It had some stuff I liked.
Yeah, I felt weird after we left because I was just like, I really liked it. You seem kind of dismissive.
Yeah, I was just like, it's pretty good. But the more I thought about it, I was like, dude, I really like that movie went for it.
Yeah.
And although it was a little weak in a lot of areas, actually, but it fucking was just so, all together, it was just cool to have a movie like that.
Yeah, it was super cool.
And I enjoyed it. And I remember thinking, like, I want to watch that movie again.
I do too. I'm looking forward to its release.
So, yeah.
Blu-ray or whatever. Yeah.
So, go watch that if you can find it.
Yeah, for sure. Like, if you guys haven't seen it yet, try to find it, give it a look. I really enjoyed it.
We give it a double recommend.
We give it...
A Rye Dog and Josher. 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up. Stamp of approval. We give it 6 happy faces.
6 happy faces. Don't miss this one, folks.
Don't miss this one. It's a...
So, I'll just cut you off there.
Yeah, please do.
So, I have a couple more movies I want to talk about, but before that, is there any movies you would like to talk about? Because unfortunately, that's the only movie that we have both seen.
Yeah, that's the only current one we've both seen. I haven't seen anything currently, but I have been watching stuff.
And that'll change, by the way.
Yeah, we're working on it. I watched some of the older films here recently. I watched older films. I watched
some of the last year's big fucking
last
year or the year before big Oscar
kind
of titles, right?
I saw Eastern Promises. I don't know if did I talk about that yet?
I think you have. I don't know if on the podcast.
On the podcast, yeah, really, really good. One of like Viggo Mortensen's like last movies, I think, before he disappeared. He's recently come back, but it was a Cronenberg movie, if I remember right. It's so it's everybody's super happy. It's everybody's having a great time.
Super high spirits.
Oh yeah, it centers around the Russian mafia, and this girl that's trying to find out who is the father of this baby, and then where to put the baby and stuff like that. It's really strong performances all around. It's much better performance. It's performance driven.
Yeah.
And not really cinematography. Thank you.
Not a lot of good visuals or sweeping landscapes.
No,
or anything like that.
Yeah, no. There's not a lot going on. Very urban.
Yeah.
It's a gangster flick.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. It's film noir, kind of. I want to say it's got that feel to it, but it's not really filmed like one. Viggo Mortensen plays a badass in the movie. He's and it's all about his struggle with being a dick and but like having a code of honor that.
Is this the one where they gave him a bunch of crazy Russian tattoos?
Yeah.
And I heard the story, he was at a bar and people were like scared of him.
Yeah.
Because they were so authentic or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I have heard of this movie. It finally is clicking with me.
The movie is the shit, dude. And it's all about his slow and steady rise. And I don't want to give too much away, but there's like some twists and turns. And, I mean, it's nothing you don't kind of see coming. But it was still a good flick. I really enjoyed it. Naomi Watts plays the nurse that's trying to find out what's up with the baby and stuff like that, and they're trying to protect the baby, and it's all about her versus the mob, and these two stories are going parallel to each other, because she's going up against the mob, and he's part of the mob, and it's his rise, and dealing with the fact he's like the driver for the mob boss's son.
Oh, okay.
And he's got to deal with that guy's crap. It's the typical story of like the good soldier and the piece of shit royalty. It's that angle. And but dude, I love Viggo Mortensen. I think he's a great actor. I enjoy him whenever he shows up.
You want to know a secret?
What's up?
I don't think I've seen a single Viggo Mortensen movie outside of Lord of the Rings.
Oh, dude. Bruh. Oh, God. What have I seen with Viggo that was super good? Eastern Promises. History of Violence is kind of good. I don't really care for it. I feel like there's a lot of build-up, and then nothing happens. Dude, it's a shit movie. It's a Sandra Bullock movie. It's 28 Days. It's all about rehab, being a drunk.
Boo.
He plays a baseball player he's in it with Alan Tudyk, who plays a German gay man, and he's
his second baseball movie.
fucking hysterical. No, it's not a baseball movie.
I thought you said baseball.
No, Viggo Mortensen plays a baseball player that's
yeah.
in the rehab, and he's pretty good in it.
All right.
Not one of the stronger ones, but I like him anyway.
I think there's a baseball player. Is it a baseball movie?
No.
Is Angels in the Outfield a baseball movie?
You know that's a baseball movie.
Well, I just don't know how you judge what is and is not a baseball movie.
When the main plot of the movie is he's not the main character.
The main plot of Angels in the Outfield is about angels and Joseph Gordon-Levitt
playing baseball.
And Joseph Gordon-Levitt and the black kid getting adopted by Danny Glover.
Is it Gary Busey the pitcher?
I think he's the manager.
The pitcher or the manager? I can't remember who he is.
No, he's not the manager because Danny Glover's the manager.
Yeah.
I think he's a pitcher.
I thought Danny Glover was the coach.
In baseball, the manager is the coach.
Fuck, man.
Coach and manager.
I don't sports, so anyway, The Road. He's the only good part. He's the only good part of The Road. Oh, aside from Guy Pearce, who has like a little 5-minute. He's there for like the last half, for like not even the last half, but like the before the credits. He's in the movie.
He's got like a Matt Damon fucking Interstellar appearance.
Yeah, it's shorter than that, dude. It's shorter than that. He shows up and is just like, "Hey, you should come with us."
Bring your weird kid.
Yeah, it's how good. Yeah, Viggo Mortensen is great in that movie. Fuck that kid. I swear to God, you could make a drinking game out of the amount of times he says "Papa," and you'd be trashed before halfway through the movie. Hate that kid. But no, it's another good one. Yeah, dude, there's some good ones out there you should check out.
I have not seen any of those, so I guess I'll have to check one of them out. Probably the one that you recommended.
Yeah.
And not The Road. So,
dude, The Road is bleak as shit, dude.
Yeah, I'd rather not.
Yeah. I also saw J. Edgar.
Yeah, and I had warned you that I had heard
You
nothing
told
but
me,
bad things.
yeah, and I was like, I gotta check it out.
Because I was mad because I watched the Sully trailer up until it said directed by Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
And I said, I've had fucking enough of Clint Eastwood. I liked American Sniper enough, but I don't want to see yet another one of those fucking movies.
Those bleak, deliberate, just like deliberately paced, slow moving.
Yeah.
And then everybody dies at the end.
American Hero.
Yeah.
No, he saved everybody.
Does he?
Yeah, that's a real story, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know. I thought because, like...
No, but just
Clint Eastwood.
Look at this goddamn American hero. Like,
Yeah.
I'm over it. Like,
Yeah.
I liked American Sniper. I'm not talking shit.
Yeah.
I liked it enough. But...
Well, and you really liked Gran Torino.
Yeah, and Gran Torino's great, but, like...
Fucking great movie.
That's when he was trying to make movies.
Yeah.
And not propaganda.
Oh, so I know you don't like $1 Million Baby that much, but I like...
Did he direct $1 Million Baby?
I believe so.
Yeah.
And then the two that I like the most by Clint Eastwood are Unforgiven and because I love westerns, and Gran Torino, and that's about it, dude. Because it's just they're all I was talking about it the other day. Just I hate the soundtracks in every single one of his movies. They're so dull.
Yeah.
And it's just like and in J. Edgar, it's just pling, 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 cling, cling on the piano, dude. And I'm just like, oh my God. And it's just, you're watching DiCaprio the whole time just toil. And he's putting everything he has into being J. Edgar. And it sucks.
Do you think that he was hoping that was going to be his shot?
I think, dude, from like watching him almost break a sweat trying to be J. Edgar Hoover, yes, like that was the one that was gonna get. That's the one that's gonna get me the Oscar.
Was that before or after Lincoln? It was before Lincoln, right?
It was before Lincoln, I think. Okay. Yeah.
Wonder how mad he was that. Well, I mean.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Well, I was gonna say it's Daniel Day-Lewis though, so how could you be mad?
Yeah.
But he's just like, I tried doing that and everybody hated it.
Thought it was stupid. Yeah. For some odd reason, everybody
hated Lincoln.
Dude, yeah, you told me that was a bad movie.
Ah.
Yeah. So I watched that, dude, and it was just so boring. And like, there's this whole implied gay relationship that goes on between him and like one of his agents.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't remember it ever being confirmed that J. Edgar was gay. I know that there was the whole, like, he dressed up like a lady and all that stuff, but I don't remember it ever being like, oh, he was gay. You know, so I went and I did a little bit of research into it, and it, from what I could find, it's one of those things that, like, well, we can't prove or deny it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, Lincoln was gay, don't you know?
Oh, yeah, super gay. So was what was it? FDR? FDR supposed to be
whoever,
gay.
Everybody's been gay.
Yeah, everybody's gay. But I mean, no, it was just weird. I was just like, I don't remember him ever being really gay. And in the movie, they portray him as like I can't be gay because I lead the FBI, but I want to be.
Oh, struggling with being gay?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
especially from Eastwood, that's a little interesting.
Yeah, well, and then like, and it's Armie Hammer, Tim and Armie Hammer. And by the way, like old DiCaprio and old Armie Hammer is two of the worst fucking things I've ever seen in my life. It was so gross, dude. Like, I don't know what the deal is, but like makeup artists, when they're like, well, they're old, so we make them like, we give them like huge moles.
Yeah.
There's liver spots over the place. And then like a wrinkle here, and like we make their mouth look really weird. And I'm like, this is just, yeah, they all look like they've just like been
dried crust.
Like they've been out in the sun for like 9 years, dude.
Their lips turn purple.
Yeah.
And I think that might just be a prosthetic problem.
I think is what it is. Yeah, whatever they use to age the lips or something. Dude, it's just, it's so gross, dude. And that's like the other half of the movie because you're bouncing back and forth in time.
Oh, okay.
And
that could get obnoxious too.
It got really obnoxious. But yeah, dude, it was boring. It was plotting. I really didn't care for that movie. And I like boring movies. I love story-driven movies.
I love boring movies.
This was not good. Just not good at all.
If it's boring and dull,
yeah,
that's the problem.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, if it's one of those heavy stories that's all that's going on. But if they tell the story in a bad way, you're just...
Yeah, like for instance, the movie I just saw, Spotlight. Best Picture last year.
Yeah.
It's a boring movie, but it's not dull. I just was kind of like, all right, guys, let's get this over with now. Like, it kept me until they needed to stretch the movie out another 20 minutes.
Mm.
But... yeah, I can imagine something like J. Edgar taking forever and just being dull to something like Spotlight that's more focused on one event. Like, that's the thing. I don't like movies that fucking dilly-dally...
Span a lifetime.
Dilly-dally with fucking uninteresting people over the course of their life when they only did one interesting thing.
Yeah.
Like,
well, J. Edgar Hoover's a very interesting character. It's just that this movie is poorly done.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, the whole thing is, like, the reason he was in power for as long as he was because he was like, oh, yeah? And then he'd go dig up dirt on you and be like, oh.
Yeah.
And they were just like, fuck! You know? Oh god, the guy they got to play Bobby Kennedy though is the main character from Burn Notice.
Nice.
And dude, he was really impressive. He was in like 2 scenes and he was really good. I was like, I like this guy, man. Maybe Burn Notice is better than I thought. It's not. It's not.
Well, I guess that's one good thing to come out of the movie then. Burn Notice.
Well, and I was impressed by Armie Hammer too. Like, I mean, he tried, and I liked him in a social network.
Yeah.
Both roles.
Both roles.
I thought he was really good in that, and then Armie Hammer as well. Leading into my next thing, the next movie I watched was The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
You watched that, eh?
That was
With
released.
Superman.
Yeah, it was Superman and Armie Hammer, the Superman and the Lone Ranger.
God.
That movie sucks. Both of them. But
Gore Verbinski.
Yeah, he just keeps making pirates over and over again.
He just likes making Rune Goldberg machines.
He loves making Rune Goldberg machines.
To have these fucking complicated jumping over barrel and swinging on spinning
windmills. Yeah. Just to get away from
two guys.
a pig. Yeah. No, dude, Man from U.N.C.L.E., it's a Guy Ritchie movie.
Okay.
So the soundtrack is on point. Like, it's very hip. It's very cool. It's and it's filmed like the time period that it's set in. It's got like go-go dancers, and like the shifting frames and everything that show action from all different angles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They've got the shoof, and like Henry Cavill's hiding behind a corner, and then Armie Hammer's beating a guy up over on this side, and the comic book panel kind of thing, which they did in the show, and also like was a popular thing from movies of the '60s and stuff. Like the spy things and stuff. They would do a lot of that crazy stuff, and the music is very bombastic. It's very big, and stuff like that. It's all cool. The biggest, it's a good movie, but it's one of those action movies that you can put on while you're like doing housework or something like that. It's not super. Whoa, this is great. I need to watch this more and more. It's one of those ones that you can enjoy in the background.
You don't get enthralled into the
No,
story.
but I would never say that I didn't enjoy it because I really, really liked it a lot. I thought it was real cool.
How was Alicia Vikander? I know she was in it. I just was asking.
Having seen her first in Ex Machina, she's much better in that than she is in Man from U.N.C.L.E.
See, I didn't watch The Danish Girl for a couple of reasons. Mostly, I hate Eddie Redmayne, and I hate the Oscar bait fucking
the Oscar bait,
technique of some of these movies. So
well, I mean,
I gave that one a skip. So, but she's snatching up like every role from here to and
somewhere else.
So I'm just wondering how she's doing in these movies and why she's getting all these roles. Because she was great in Ex Machina, but what you done since?
What have you done for me lately?
Yeah, exactly.
No,
so I just
she was good.
All right.
It's just I feel like she was more invested in Ex Machina than she may have been in that movie. Once again, Henry Cavill's great in the movie, dude. I like Henry Cavill. I liked him as a pick for Superman. Unfortunately, those are shit movies.
He doesn't play Superman. He plays grumpy.
Yeah, he plays
asshole.
Grumpy Face. Yeah, he plays Grumpy Face Clark Kent.
Yeah.
But no, dude, he plays the American, and he talks like an American from that time period.
Nice.
And he's very smooth, Oh, of course you're there. It's just like, you've caught me. It's a shame. I really thought I had 5 more minutes. And Armie Hammer plays like a very angry Russian.
Nice.
And like his Russian is kind of Boris Natasha accenty. But aside from the accent, I feel like he does a decent job. I like both of those actors. I wish that they got better roles. Or roles that I could get behind. I can't really get behind a lot of the roles that they're in. But once again, Armie Hammer was very impressive in the movie. I liked him overall. He tried the best. He tried real hard, and I thought he did a good job. There's a chase scene at the end that's really fucking cool. Armie Hammer's on he's on a dirt bike, and he's riding through the woods, and he catches sight of Henry Cavill, who's in like this badass dune buggy thing, chasing down this Jeep, and he sees him, and he's like, "Oh man, I gotta go help out." And he's heading through the woods and doing all these sick jumps and stuff, and then fucking Henry Cavill's behind him in the dune buggy, and he's fucking going off road, and they fucking, it's like an all terrain Jeep that him and like Alicia Vikander are in. The bad guy who has, of course, kidnapped our lady.
Yes.
It's one of those ones that can go underwater and fucking come out,
perfect.
like one of those, the ones that are like half boat or whatever.
Yeah. Amphibious vehicle.
Yeah, and like Henry Cavill, oh no, he's in a dune buggy. What does he do? He goes and he finds the shallows, and then he fucking guns it, and the music picks up, and there's water spraying all over the place. He's wearing these badass goggles, and he's just like, and I'm like, this is amazing. This is the coolest part of this movie. It's so cool.
Maybe I'll have to watch it just for that.
Dude, that's like the best scene, man. It's so cool. I really like the movie.
Where did you watch that on? Like, what service did you watch The Man from U.N.C.L.E. on?
Oh, TV.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it's on TV.
Alright. Gotcha.
Yeah. Because it's on, like, I think it's on, like, HBO right now or something like that.
I think it is.
It's one of the movie channels. I can't remember what it was.
It's one of them. So, alright.
But yeah, dude, enjoyable viewing experience. Anyway, you saw.
I went to a double feature at the drive-in.
Yes, and this is interesting to me. You said you're done with normal theaters.
Done with normal movie theaters. We'll get to that at the end after I'm done talking about the movies. Because I'll talk about the movies first.
As interested as I am in one of them, I'm genuinely interested in Tarzan.
Okay, I'm
saw Tarzan.
going to start with Tarzan. The Legend of Tarzan came out
do.
just this last weekend. I got the inside scoop. Got the inside scoop
We're
here.
back to current.
It's directed by David Yates, the man behind all the good Harry Potters, except for the third one. That was the guy who did Gravity. But it's starring Margot Robbie, Samuel L. Jackson,
Yes.
and some guy that I think is from Hell on Wheels.
This is Alexander Skarsgård, and he's from True Blood. Dingus.
Alexander.
You think everybody's from Hell on Wheels?
He might have been from RoboCop. I don't know.
Maybe he played the Terminator. Who cares?
Alexander Skarsgård. All right. This movie is such a movie. Let me tell you.
Okay.
It's disjointed, tonally inconsistent, but overall enjoyable. However, there are scenes that made me laugh out loud that were supposed to be serious.
Oh, no.
Followed by Samuel L. Jackson telling jokes, and I never knew what Tarzan / whatever the hell his name is, John Clayton. I never understood how he felt at the time. He's such a weird guy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of setups with no payoffs. It was edited funny. Overall, not very good.
Damn it,
unfortunately. Man. And I was trying to like it. And there's
I'm still gonna check it out, dude.
There's a lot I do like.
Okay.
But overall, the movie is it's a movie. It's not bad. It's not good.
Yeah.
It suffers from. It's disjointed for sure.
Yeah.
Like it's. Okay, so we start in. Where the fuck do we start? We seriously start like. Just. No. Okay. Christoph Waltz is in it as well, and he plays.
Does he play the bad guy?
He plays Christoph Waltz.
Okay, yeah.
So shitty bad guy who's a dick. We start with him. He's like going through the Congo trying to find something, and fucking he comes across an enemy and fucking he asks for Tarzan. All right, then we cut to fucking England, and fucking John Clayton is there, and that's Tarzan apparently, but he's a fancy gentleman. Mm-hmm. And fucking they're like,
because that was part of the books.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Tarzan as well.
I read the books.
They're like, yo, bro, you've been invited to go meet with some dude out in the Congo. And fucking he's like, nah. And then Samuel L. Jackson's like, I'm here from America, and I think you should go because I think they might be enslaving people over there. So he's like, okay, we'll go. And then Jane is all like, I want to go too. And he's like, but you just lost a baby. I don't know why that's funny, but...
Jesus, man.
Because this is what I'm talking about. Like, dude, to this movie's credit and detriment, it is scene after scene after scene after scene after scene. It doesn't dilly-dally on anything, ever.
It doesn't waste a lot of time on things like plot.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. So I'm only going to give you the first 5 minutes, and I'm not going to spoil anything.
Yeah, please don't.
But, so they take off. So they're going to go.
Okay.
But Christoph Waltz has some sort of shitty plan.
Of course.
So
what do they do? Is they're gonna go over there and harvest ivory or something? Like
who
that?
knows? They were harvesting ivory. That was
diamonds.
True. It was diamonds.
Yeah.
So
I figured.
So they go over there and they're doing their thing, and then shit goes bad, and Tarzan is like, I gotta make this right. Okay, and then we're getting the flashbacks of Jane telling Samuel L. Jackson the legend of Tarzan and how she met him and how he was raised by the apes.
Yeah.
And how she met him.
Well, I was wondering how they were going to handle that. Like, if it was like him being with the apes and everything, and then they find him and they civilize him and he goes back, or is it that he's already been? It's like so it's essentially like a sequel.
Exactly. It's close-ups. It's close-ups of him looking 1,000-yard stare and Jane telling the story of Tarzan.
So it's Bloodsport, where he's just spacing out in that old lady's room for like a half hour.
Yeah, pretty much. And you never, ever, ever get told how he stops being wild and becomes one of them. Like, her story never finishes.
There's never a wrap-up?
No, there's never a wrap-up. But you know the history of the apes. You understand his ape family. So that's good. So, like I said, shit goes bad. He's going to go fix it. Samuel L. Jackson's like, I'm coming with you. And thank God he did, but this is also the reason that it's so tonally inconsistent. Because Tarzan seems fucking super serious the whole time.
Yeah.
And fucking Samuel L. Jackson's just cracking jokes and being like, making fun of him and doing all sorts of shit. And he's like, all right, let's go. Okay, now this has happened. Okay, now we're here. Cut to like the next day. You think like this big climactic thing happens, and you're like, oh man, what's gonna happen now? And then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, it's the next day. And then like, we're gonna do this. So there's one in the tonally inconsistency comes mostly in one scene. Plus, a lot of this makes me laugh out loud. He has like a fight with a gorilla. Like he's a big buff man, but like you know how this is gonna go.
It's a gorilla.
It's crazy. Like, but it was fun crazy. But basically, he tells Samuel L. Jackson like, you need to bow. You need to show him your weakest parts. Like, it's gotta like so he doesn't rip you apart because he had already lost the fight. Spoiler alert, I guess. And dude, I implied that very heavily. And he's just like. He's like, I don't know, I think I should shoot this gorilla. And it's just like, you're not going to shoot the goddamn gorilla. So he does his thing, and he's like, you got to bow further. And and this is after this dramatic fight with this monkey he has a familiar past with. And
I feel like you're making fun of Tarzan right now, man. You crossed some lines.
And he's like, you want me to lick his nuts too? And he's like, if you want to live. And then he's like, dude. And he's like, I wasn't going to do it. And then there's a joke that he was going to lick this monkey's nuts the rest of the movie. And it's been like super dramatic the whole time.
So it's a lot like another movie where he saw
Shit Pie and The Help. Yeah, exactly.
Shit Pie and The Help. Spoilers.
But overall, I was having fun with the movie. But then it's like, all right. Let's get to because there's two villains in the movie. So like, let's get to these two villains in the movie, and that becomes apparent very very early on in the movie. But let's get to this, and it's like with more flashbacks that never go anywhere, just kind of letting you know that Tarzan's Tarzan.
Yeah.
Followed by like, okay, we're here. Okay, we got this taken care of. Now we're on to the next scene, and like very disjointed. It's weird. So, and then the final action scene is cool, and there's weird stuff that happens. And overall, it's just like, it's so... I'll watch it on HBO and be like, that was fun. But overall, like, I would not suggest going to the movie theater to watch it.
Really?
I wouldn't.
Damn. I still want to see
because
it.
it's good.
Yeah.
But it's like...
It just kind of falls short.
It's very close to being mediocre.
Yeah.
And it's not... And it's like... It's... Right now, it's kind of bad good.
Yeah.
Because it's Tarzan.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real. They were teetering. They didn't know what kind of movie they wanted to make, I think, is the problem. So the tonal inconsistencies and the odd editing.
And that's, yeah, okay, keep going. Okay.
But it doesn't take the enjoyment out of the scenes that are there. It just makes it kind of, the overall plot seem kind of pointlessly rushed along.
So kind of like Warcraft.
Yeah. It's... If you like Tarzan, I think you'll enjoy it more because, like I said, he would do things that would make me laugh out loud.
Yeah, like fight gorillas.
Exactly. Like, it's fucking weird. But there's a lot better stuff that I intentionally am not telling you. But overall, I'm just going over the main story and the main parts that are totally bad.
Yeah.
But it's got a decent amount of story in there. So
he swings from the trees. He does his
the first time he does that is pretty funny. I like it.
God damn it.
So
see, and that's the thing too. Is it's just like, I don't feel like there's been a lot of good Tarzan films. I think I was a little old to enjoy the Tarzan cartoon when it came out. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, this is stupid. He's like surfing on tree branches and shit. That's not, you don't do that. That's not real. It looks cool, but that's stupid.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a thing. There was one with the Highlander, Christopher Lambert, called Greystoke, I think, or Greystokes or something like that. And it was kind of the same thing where he was a lord and he came back to the jungle and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or they told the story different where he was in the jungle, they brought him here, they civilized him, he went back to the jungle. I can't remember. I saw it when I was really little.
Yeah.
But that one stands out as like the best one. Aside from the super old ones back in the day that were black and white, they used to show them on our local TV station, Channel 64.
64.
Dude, they showed them and like the Basil Rathbone Sherlock Holmes movies. And I loved those when I was little, and I loved the Tarzan stuff. Those were really cool. But yeah, I don't recall there ever being like a really good quality Tarzan film.
Yeah, the thing is...
And I mean good quality, like the most I'm asking for is like I don't know, Pirates of the Caribbean. The first one.
I'll say this. It needed to feel a little funner, but I'll say this, that I think you would like it.
Okay.
I do. Especially if you like Tarzan. See, some of the things were like, I think if I liked Tarzan, I would probably be like, that was cool. And like, but I was thinking of it more not knowing about Tarzan and following the story and the story.
Yeah.
How they're delivering Tarzan to me was a little
Yeah.
with a little tonal inconsistency, but overall, it was fun to watch and had good stuff.
Okay. Because I'm still. And
it wasn't ever boring. So
yeah.
that's
Well, and you said it was good. It's just not great.
Yeah.
And like I can handle that. It's just I'm waiting for that great Tarzan movie because I love all of those old like adventure novel characters like Journey to the Center of the Earth and The Lost World.
Yeah.
Tarzan. It's by Conan Doyle, dude, and
I think you'll like it. The thing that I think is going to hold it back from being a great Tarzan movie to you, from what you're telling me, is Skarsgård's performance.
Really, because I've heard that he does a decent job in it. So I don't know. I'll check it out. I'm gonna check it out.
But check it out. I don't know if I'd see it in the theaters, but I wouldn't expect it to take too long to come out. It didn't do that great. The BFG didn't do very good either.
Really?
I think it lost Independence Day on its third weekend.
Jesus Christ.
Speaking of that,
yeah, perfect lead in. How, Ryan, was Independence Day 2? I'm gonna say this. Your lady told me that it was like Pacific Rim, and she hates Pacific Rim, so that's already won some points from me.
All right.
Because I love Pacific Rim.
All right. Let's talk about Independence Day, the first movie, for a second before we talk about
the lack of motivation. The fact that they just showed up and blew up all our monuments like a bunch of dicks.
Yeah. That movie...
Essentially, they were just trolls.
That movie was crappy.
Oh, the movie's so bad.
And stupid.
It's fucking horrible.
It was crappy and stupid.
But I liked it.
And it was like, there was fun to be had. But overall...
Yeah.
Not a very good movie.
No.
But people loved it.
Yeah.
Don't know
Gobbled
why.
it up. Dude, it's that people love 20... It's Roland Emmerich. He has some kind of magic, some kind of voodoo. People love 2012. Everybody talks shit on that kind of stuff, like 2012, Day After.
Yeah.
What's the other one he did?
10,000 BC?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't remember that movie.
The only person I've ever met that likes 10,000 BC is my dad. But, like, they love those fucking movies, dude. They talk shit about this. Oh, it's so fucking stupid. But I saw it in theaters and it was cool.
Yeah.
Like, I think that it's the spectacle.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it was like the aliens. I don't know. But people love that movie for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And this movie is not doing great. People don't seem to like it very much.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you. I'm going to tell you. So, my thoughts on Independence Day. Crappy and stupid. Enjoyable when I was 7 years old, sure. But watching it again in adulthood, fucking the couple times I saw it
it's
again,
a mistake.
I'm
It's
just
a
like, ugh, this
huge
movie is
mistake.
so stupid.
It's like when I went back and tried to watch the original Transformers cartoon.
Now, right?
This is a terrible idea.
Now, let me tell you about Independence Day 2, Resurgence.
Yeah.
It is the best sequel since Too Fast, Too Furious. Okay? So
The dumbest thing.
So if Independence Day
So stupid.
if Independence Day was The Fast and the Furious, a movie that everybody liked for some reason, but was kind of dumb, this is Too Fast, Too Furious because it doesn't take itself seriously. It ups it by like 5 times and makes it outrageous.
People are talking to themselves in
nowhere
fighter planes.
near the original. It's not real street racing scene anymore. They're jumping bridges and fucking doing ridiculous shit and just adding characters that are ridiculous. Okay. I fucking thought this movie was awesome. It was crap.
Okay, I need to point out for anybody, this guy has been mocking this movie since Jeff Goldblum started talking about it like a year and a half ago. He's been doing nothing but belittling it. Anyone that wants to see it is an idiot, including like myself and his lady. And then he's just now he's coming to me with this whole like, it's the greatest. So I find it a little suspect.
Here's the thing. I and I think everybody else was expecting this movie to literally just be Independence Day again.
Yeah.
But Independence Day-er.
Isn't that what it is though?
No, no.
They've got a bigger shit.
No, I'm gonna get into why it's so much better. So the first one, crappy and stupid. This one, crappy and awesome. So
What's the difference?
okay, I'm gonna tell you. So, and what Brittany told you about it feeling like Pacific Rim, I will say this: I think Roland Emmerich saw Pacific Rim,
Yeah.
and there's one little bit that you could I didn't see it, but once she brought it up, I could see kind of how you would get that. He may have saw Pacific Rim and gave one little part of this movie some inspiration from that.
Okay.
So it starts up. The movie starts, all right.
Do they build a drift machine from garbage and drift with a kaiju? Because that was amazing.
The movie starts up, and it's all like fucking. It's like a speech or something.
Yeah.
I forget how it kind of goes, but fucking
Is
the Earth.
Speech from the end of the movie.
I think it was. I think it was. It was Bill Pullman's speech, definitely, like in whispers.
We celebrate our Independence Day.
Exactly. So,
Blah.
the Earth, after 20 years, has set aside their petty differences, and fucking the big alien invasion has made them realize that being dicks to each other is not really worth it, and this and this and that.
There's dickheads out there that we can pick on.
The Earth is fucking experiencing this new age of peace and fucking technological fucking advancements.
Yeah, because all that shit that crashed
using alien
on the planet.
technology. All right.
Makes sense. I mean,
so there's like hovercopters and all sorts of shit going on down on Earth, and it's cool.
Fuck yeah.
And fucking then they go up to the fucking moon base.
Yeah.
So they're on a moon base and they're putting up these big like fucking space turrets. And you get
space guns, nice.
Yeah, space guns, sweet. And you get Liam Hemsworth, and he's on one of the tugs. Just like the fucking, space work equipment.
Hell yeah.
But you can tell that he's destined for much more.
He's not just a miner.
Yeah, and like something goes wrong and like this thing's gonna fall, but he fucking pulls out his pilot skills and he saves it. But fucking the captain thought he was being a hothead, so he grounds him.
Oh shit.
But so then you cut to Will Smith's kid, and he's in the White House because they're getting ready for celebration.
And it's not Will Smith's kid.
Not Will Smith's. His character's kid.
Yeah, his
but
character's
no,
kid.
somebody else plays.
Is it played by the? Do you know? Is it
It's
played
not.
by the
I don't
same
think
kid?
it is.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Okay.
So whoever this actor is, I wasn't paying much attention, but like he's there and like
it was just random question.
and people who were, and here's another thing, people who were involved in like defeating the aliens in the first movie are kind of like held up kind of like celebrities a little bit.
Yeah.
So he comes in and fucking the
Do they explain why Data's alive?
But I'll get there. Because I'm just going to go through this movie completely. Because it's amazing. And, like, are you worried about spoilers? No. There are no spoilers.
Are you guys worried about spoilers?
We don't care.
That's too bad.
I guess I'll tell you now. Spoilers. It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, you can stop right here if you want.
So, he's, like, in the White House, and he's meeting up with Bill Pullman's daughter, who works in the White House with the
No
president.
longer Mae Whitman.
No longer Mae Whitman. It makes sense why she's not either, and I'll get to that. It's very superficial what I'm going to say about it.
Of course, yeah, I know.
Basically, she's involved with Liam Hemsworth, and as much as I think Mae Whitman's an attractive young lady, she's not pulling in Liam Hemsworth.
How do we know that, man? He hooked up with Miley Cyrus. He'll do anything.
That's true, but back when she didn't look like a mutant.
Hey, the X-Men take that offensively.
No, like a super mutant.
Oh, like the Morlocks.
So like it's just they're establishing relationships like they did in the first one. So he knows her, she works with the president, she's Bill Pullman's daughter. She works with the current Madam President, and fucking he's like, we're going up to the moon to do like a thing for Celebration Day. So everybody's talking about Celebration Day. Okay.
Celebration Day? Is that what we call Independence Day?
Yeah, it's Celebration Day, yeah. So
what does it always have? Anytime they come up with like these fictitious like sci-fi post-apocalypse, they've got some stupid day. Like it's always like Festival Day.
Yeah.
And like Happy Day.
I have no idea why. So yeah.
It's a celebration.
This alternate
festival.
2016 is awesome though, okay? So
apparently, dude, they've actually got hoverboards.
yeah, so then she's telling him, like, when you get up there, you better be nice to him, and you get that he's my fiance, So she's talking about Liam Hemsworth. And fucking,
Is Jeff Goldblum the president now?
no, Madam President, I said.
No.
She works.
That's right, yeah.
She works for Madam President.
That's right. I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
I'm sorry, wasn't listening.
I was thinking of something else.
So they do that, and then they do. Jeff Goldblum is out in Africa, and he's researching something, and he's got an auditor with him who's
looking for better ways to recycle cups.
Yeah, and whatever he's doing. And he's got an auditor with him who thinks he's crazy.
Is she
Rolling
hot,
it.
is she a hot
No,
lady?
it's a guy who's very timid.
Oh god.
So they go up to space. Fucking, you find out that Will Smith's kid and Liam Hemsworth have a history, and Liam Hemsworth did something fucked up, and Will Smith's kid punches him in the face.
Oh shit! Is that the reason that Will Smith is dead in the movie?
Will Smith died in a training exercise.
Training exercise. Was he the reason though? Did he forget to?
No, it wasn't.
To secure the rear stabilizer.
No, it wasn't him. I'm surprised they didn't do that. Really surprised.
No, because it was the plane that killed his dad. And that's why he'll never get in the real
I'm surprised they didn't do that. So basically, they're just setting up this character shit. I don't even know why I'm going so much into it. But it's like, all right, fucking Jeff Goldblum is at one of the ships that touched down in the first attack that we never saw. And they're like, oh man, and like some warlord had control of the area, so like nobody ever got to research it, and he's coming in because the warlord died. Now his more level-headed son has taken over, and there's like spikes with alien heads on them and stuff because like they went out and killed all the aliens who came off the ship, and like it was all right. It's stupid, but
it seems kind of cool, but kind of like.
Yeah, and they're like, oh man, like how did you guys get the lights turned on that thing? And they're like, they turned on its own like a week ago. And they're like, oh no. So they go on there. And they're like, oh no, it's putting out a distress signal. And then
comes up with a new doom clock.
Cut back to the moon base. Fucking. They're doing their flight. They're doing their celebration flight up there, the hotshot pilots, while Liam Hemsworth just looks on from the base.
Powder puss.
And they're like, oh no, something's coming. So they shoot it down with their space laser.
Sweet.
Yeah. They shoot it down with the space laser, and fucking Jeff Goldblum, who's on like the World Security Council, is like, I need to get up there and I'm gonna look at it. And Liam Hemsworth's like he calls in a favor to Liam Hemsworth, and he like comes down and picks him up in his space tractor. Take him up there.
Why doesn't he fly like an official shuttle?
It's no, it is. It's like their work vehicle. He doesn't fly a fighter. Get it? You know?
Yeah.
He's under shit for whatever happened between him and Will Smith.
Yeah, he's got to fly a space tugboat.
But you find out they were both in a race, and it was who was going to be the leader of the squad, and he went too far and crashed fucking Will Smith's kid, and he had to eject. So like he almost killed him in a training exercise. Is what ended up happening.
Much like his dad.
So they call off the celebration, and everybody's going into panic mode, and they go up and like pick up this thing that fucking they had shot down. And they're like, take this back to Area 51. Well, Bill Pullman is all like, that wasn't.
You'd think they would have another name for it instead of just Area 51.
It's just Area 51.
Yeah,
still.
like wouldn't they have like a name for like I don't know. I would.
And I gotta stress, I'm being very long-winded about it, but the movie's moving.
Oh yeah,
it's moving along.
I know how these go.
Yeah, so everybody's freaking out, and everybody's going to their places, right? And fucking while they're doing that, Bill Pullman's all like, "That wasn't them," blah 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 blah, and all of a sudden, fucking, oh no, something else has shown up, and it's all cloaked, and then it comes out of being cloaked. And it's, I swear to God, 3,000 square miles is how big the ship is.
So it's America.
Yeah, and it made me laugh my ass off. So it's like they're just picked up the shit, right, that they're gonna take back to Area 51, but they get caught in this thing because it has its own gravity because it's so fucking huge.
Of course.
So it's like ripping the base apart on the moon, and fucking it's like it's coming to Earth. And it's just ripping everything up.
Of
like
course.
France and fucking... and
it just picks up the whole
France
continent.
and London and shit, and it's all flying all over the place, and it's going crazy. And Judd Hirsch, right? That's Jeff Goldblum's dad.
Yeah, Judd Hirsch, yeah.
He's like
Who's super Jewish.
He's like... Yeah, he's super Jewish.
He's the super Jew.
He's like on a boat for some reason.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but he's like on a boat doing nothing. And he's like, oh God. These damn aliens are back. And I swear to God, the gravity of the Earth is being affected, and he gets on his cell phone and calls Jeff Goldblum in space.
Well, because it's an alien cell phone now.
It just makes me laugh so much. It's amazing. So this thing lands, right? And they finally get back to Area 51. They're not caught in the gravity anymore or whatever. So they get to Area 51. And this thing's drilling into the middle of the Earth, and it's gonna try to get some of our Earth's core because it needs it.
Of course.
So,
why is that like a power source?
Yeah, they use it to power their ships.
That giant ship.
Yeah, that's how they power their gigantic ship. So they're at Area 51 finally, and fucking it's like, oh man, we need a plan of attack on this damn ship, and we're gonna research this thing we found. So Liam Hemsworth gets to fly flatter again, and they make up and what have you. Him and Will Smith's kid.
No, they're space bros.
They're space bros, and like it's very space bro, like kind of Pacific Rim, fucking hot shot pilot, fucking bullshit for sure. But it's awesome.
You're a mediocre pilot.
You're a mediocre pilot. He's a has-been. She's a rookie. I don't want to be.
I don't want to fight kaijus with these buggers.
Dude, and I forgot when the giant ship is ripping up fucking the eastern seaboard and shit. Because it basically lands in the Atlantic. Where in the Atlantic? The whole thing. Yeah, so it's over the whole Atlantic. Yeah. Basically in the west, the east coast of our country and the west coast of Europe. It's kind of where it stretches. So, Vivica J. Fox, right? He's like, oh no, Will Smith's kid, I need to check on my mom. I don't even know. He was on the moon. And he's like hovering around, and he sees her on the top of a building, because of course she's going to be there. And it's like, gets on the radio to whoever and goes, we got a civilian on that roof. Nobody goes, who is this? They just go and save the lady and her baby, but she falls to her death, and he's just like, no! And then goes to Area 51. So I'm like laughing hysterically, like, dude, this is terrible. I love this.
So it's that schlock that you love.
Dude, it is schlock dialed up and without the dumb shit. It's just action schlock. It's not like it's just trying to be serious at fucking all.
Camp. Yeah, okay.
It took the first, like I said, it took the first one and Too Fast, Too Furious did. For real.
So it made it Independence Day year.
Yeah, it did.
Independence, sir.
So they're at Area 51, fucking, they do a plan of attack, so they send the pilots, and fucking that shit goes way bad, and it has this crazy shield on the ship, and blah, 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 blah.
Oh, it's got another shield? The shields are still up.
Yeah, it's got another shield, so they like fly into it, and shit goes wrong, and fucking it's a failed mission, and they're inside the big ship, which has like its own ecosystem. It's got like plants and all sorts of shit.
It's like the inside of the satellite.
So they're like, damn, this shit went way bad. Well, in the meantime, Brent Spiner had woken up from his coma of 20 years. Which they breeze over because he sits up and starts walking immediately after a 20-year coma.
After his muscles atrophy and everything. Yeah.
It didn't matter. So,
well, they have the alien tech, so maybe I've never seen it, and I'm making speculation.
He was in a normal hospital bed in Area 51. By the way, they never left. They never took him out of there. He was there for 20 years. He wakes up, freaks out, and is like, we have all this alien technology. This is crazy. And it's amazing. He's the worst. He's just the worst. And fucking, he's like, we better start experimenting on this thing we got. And they're all like, you should probably calm down. You've been in a coma for 20 years. And he's like, no, I don't care. It's so stupid. So they have all these alien prisoners in Area 51 as well. And they're like, we need to interrogate.
Oh, that's interesting. They didn't wipe all of them out. No. They actually took some guys.
They took prisoners, and apparently they were like fucking docile is the wrong word. It's an okay word, but it's a wrong word. They were like, they didn't do anything. They basically just were like, just sat there and never did anything. and now they're going crazy.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh man, we should interrogate one. And Brent Spiner comes in out of nowhere. Nobody even knows he's awake. And he's like, they're not screaming, they're celebrating. And I'm like, how do you even know what's happening? I don't think anybody's told you.
Because of the mind control from the first movie.
So, well, that's the thing. So Bill Pullman's there, and he's like, we need to interrogate one of them, and just locks himself in the room and, like, opens the door, and they're like, don't do it. So, it grabs him and uses him to talk again.
Yeah.
And they learn, like, no information other than she's coming, and then they're like, there's a queen!
Oh, God.
So stupid. And they still haven't gotten bulletproof glass yet. They shoot right through the glass again.
Is that glass bulletproof? No,
Nope.
it isn't. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah.
So in the alien interrogation room, they still have glass you can shoot through.
The worst defense as possible.
Yeah. So all along, they brought the
NCIS
interrogation
room
is
more
so
secure.
Stupid. So they brought the warlord along with them, by the way.
of course.
And a Jeff Goldblum love interest who's also studying the aliens. There's a lot of side plots that don't matter, so I'm not.
Dude, yeah, no. Well, I've heard that's like the big problem is there's too many
There's
plots.
too many. But what's funny is that they're so brief and never wrap up that I just don't even care. But so they go. So it's already terrible, and I'm loving it because I'm just laughing at how dumb it is, and like they're just getting it going. Like I said, they're already trying to attack the ship. They're just fucking going for it. There's no like we're gonna go for some survivors who are trying to live and driving around in a dump truck with the first lady and all that shit. Like that shit is so stupid. So that's gone. It's all just terrible. Let's attack these damn aliens.
It's all the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I said, that failed horribly. They interrogate the fucking alien. They learn nothing.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, let's get a look at this thing that we shot down before they showed up. Well, Brent Spiner has some crazy, wacky laser, and he fucking cuts it open. And like I was saying before, they brought the warlord along with the Jeff Goldblum love interest, and the accountant / auditor, and he's all like out of nowhere after the alien had fucked up Bill Pullman. He was all like, you need to give me one to the warlord. You need to give me one of your machetes and teach me how to kill these aliens because he's the one who took it down with his machetes because of course. And I'm like, dude, they're really trying to push this guy as a character right now. Like, they're really trying to push this.
I thought at first, like, he was like the Harvey Feinstein.
No, he wasn't.
I gotta call my mother. But no, dude, he's Randy Quaid.
Yeah, he's like the Randy Quaid. It's terrible. So, fucking... They cut the thing open, and he goes and touches this ball that fucking comes out, and this ball looks a lot like a symbol people who've had contact with the alien have been writing on walls and shit. The love interest said that shit.
Close Encounters kind of shit.
Yeah. So fucking his like hands seep into it, and it's like, oh god, and then he pulls and then he gets them out again, and this thing turns on, and it's all like. It's like this alien that's all just
it's the Allspark.
Like, hey bros, I'm here. Like, I learned your primitive language and blah 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 blah. And it's like, I was trying to warn you that they were coming, but you shot me down because you guys are dicks. I was coming to evacuate you guys because they're coming, and we run this refugee planet of people that I've saved from these aliens, and I can teach you all this stuff.
So Optimus Prime is here to help.
Yeah, and then it was like, well, now that I'm turned on, though, the alien queen knows where I am, so still losing no time, which I appreciate. And plus, this thing was cool. I was like, dude, it's another alien who's just like, I'm all-knowing.
Yeah.
Q type, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very Star Trek. There's a lot of Star Trek-y shit in it.
Well, it is Data.
Yeah, and it was Data. So I'm like, okay, cool. So, like, the Queen ship detaches from the big ship, and they're gonna go and fuck that thing up. Meanwhile, the hotshot pilots that totally survived, they fucking steal alien ships, because they haven't changed our technology at all.
Which we just knew how to use anyway.
They steal their ships, and they're like, let's get out of here. And they take off, too. So they're like, oh, wow, we're fucked. They know she's here, and they're gonna get us. Because the ball talked like a lady. That's why I said she. So they're like, oh no, what do we do? Well, here's their plan.
They give it a cold again.
Here's their plan.
Checkmate.
They know the ball thing is here because it's putting off this radioactive wave, or it's some stupid signal thing.
Yeah,
it's putting off a signature.
"Quote unquote."
We'll put it in the isolation chamber. By the way, not bulletproof. We'll put it in the isolation chamber. Make a decoy signature. Put it on a fighter. They'll send it out. We'll contain it in a shield. And then fucking we'll put cold, because they have cold fusion bombs.
Of course.
And that's what they tried the first time, but it failed inside the ship.
Yeah.
Well, they'll think we're trying to get away with it. They'll abduct that craft, and somebody's gonna have to set it off though.
Uh-oh.
And fucking we're gonna blow it to smithereens.
Is it Billy P?
It's Bill Pullman.
Yeah. I'm back.
So Bill Pullman, and what's worse, it's way worse than that. So
no way.
So fucking
no.
I'm telling
way.
you. So his daughter, because she thinks that fucking Liam Hemsworth died.
Oh no.
In the first attack, was like, I want to do it, and he's got like a CIA.
Do you know how to fly a fighter plane?
No, she used to be. She gave it up to take care of her dad.
Oh my god.
Everybody's an ace pilot.
Dude, this movie has an answer for everything.
It does.
I take it back.
And I don't know. Bernie said it was boring, and I'm like, dude, I'm like this shit's going fucking. It's getting right along with it. I can enjoy that. It doesn't dilly dally.
Yeah.
So, and I love that I'm just like gonna tell everybody.
Yeah, you're just telling the whole.
I don't
movie.
care. I don't care. I loved it so much. The world must know. So she's like, she tells her Bill Pullman CIA handler, like, you promised me that you're not gonna let him get in that ship because I'm gonna do it. Blah 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 blah. Well, fucking, she's gonna go and get in, and then he comes and he's like, your dad collapsed. You need to come. And then she's like, where is he? And he's like, he made me promise as a father. And then he like gets in the ship, and she's like, no. Oh, it's so dramatic and stupid. So they're like, oh, she's going for the bait, and like Jeff Goldblum's out there with like equipment to make a shield so the blast doesn't like blow California and Nevada to bits.
Yeah.
So fucking they get in, they put up the shield, and the Queen's
over
like,
California.
and over the flats of Area 51.
Okay.
So a couple miles.
Yeah.
So they put up the shield, and then fucking the Queen's like, oh no, and he sets off the bomb after he says some bullshit. I forget what his one-liner was. And it explodes, and it's all crazy, and they're like, I think we've got him. And they're like, but the ships are still attacking. Last time when we killed the Queen, because they didn't know they killed the Queen, but they killed the Queen last time when Randy Quaid blew it up.
Well, there needs to be a story now. It can't just be like giant saucers. Oh no!
Exactly. If we would have blown up the Queen, they would have stopped. What happened? And then Jeff Goldblum's like, oh my god. And she comes up from the wreckage, and she's got her own shield over her body. So now his daughter's in a thing.
Learned.
So now his daughter's in a thing, and she's like, oh shit, and she's like shooting at it, and it's just fucking huge and ripping shit apart. And fucking now the three hotshots in the alien ship show up, and they're blasting it, and fucking out of nowhere, the shield gets destroyed. I don't know how. And then they're gonna get to then the Queen's taken off to try to get the real orb thing because now the ships have found it or something.
Yeah.
Hive mind, she knows where it is now.
Yeah.
And fucking Bill Pullman's daughter destroys the thing, crashes, and then the three hotshots fucking just blow her up. And that was it. It was kind of anticlimactic in that sense.
Sounds pretty antic.
But I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting. But then there's all the reunion and all that bullshit. And then fucking Data's friend died, by the way. And he said, I'll get you to sick bay. And it was like, yay, Data said sick bay. And
wait, who was Data's friend?
Data had a friend. I don't know.
I don't care.
But then it's like they're talking to the orb, and they're like, "We have interstellar travel technology, and we're gonna lead the alien resistance." Roll credit.
So they're expecting they're
gonna make a third one. They've already announced it. 3.
ID 43.
ID 43. So it was terrible schlock, but it was just a dumb alien action movie with hotshot pilots and eccentric scientists and just random bullshit. Terrible plans.
My God.
And it was amazing.
It was everything you ever wanted.
I was so into it the whole time, laughing at how dumb it was.
Yeah.
Fucking digging the hotshot pilots and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, the first movie's stupid. This movie's awesome.
Let's hold it up, dude. Pacific Rim or Independence Day
Pacific Rim is a better movie. Yeah,
think about that one.
And I think it's probably more entertaining because this one's just aliens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the kaiju are aliens, I get it, but it's giant robots and kaiju and like there's and as cool as like a dystopian, as cool as like a high advanced technology utopian kind of society is, I think the gross underbelly of this broken Earth after fighting off the kaiju is more interesting.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, I mean, they're up in the same vein, to be completely honest. Yeah. They're just so dumb and amazing.
They're just based off of the classics.
Yeah. So
and they're both enjoyable.
I might edit that down a little bit because holy crap, I just talked about the whole movie. But just every bit of it was fucking awesome. Every bit of it. There's little bits that I left out, but that was mostly the whole movie. So I don't understand why people thought it was boring. It was just like, get this shit done.
What about your drive-in experience?
Oh, the drive-in. All right. So I saw it in a double feature at the drive-in. I'd never been to the drive-in before. Basically, I hate the fucking movie theater because during
the chance for tomfoolery.
During the preview, 4 people come and sit right behind me who talk the whole time, kick my seat, and fucking munch popcorn with their mouth open. I don't have to worry about that at the drive-in. No. I turn my stereo up as loud as I can. And fucking listen to it and just watch the damn movie. Not only that, fucking I can bring whatever I want.
Yeah.
I can talk. I'm not afraid to talk when I know it's appropriate.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, I'll laugh and be like, "Oh shit! Oh, look at that!" Like, when it's not bothering anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in a movie theater, I'd just be quiet because I'm courteous, and fucking bring all my own snacks and fucking booze.
That's true. You don't got to worry about like bringing in like jerky.
No.
Or anything
I just brought in a bunch
you didn't
of
pay
shit.
like $9 for.
And I sat in the car the whole time, but dude, bring the truck fucking back in, put seats in the back, and just put a boombox and turn it up. Nobody bothered me one time. Even when I could hear shit going on or people walking by me, like, I can hear the whole time.
None of it sucks, yeah. No, the last time I went, we went in my friend's truck. Because I went, God, I was like right out of high school, I think. I went and saw Final Fantasy.
Nice.
Of all fucking movies. No, that's not the last time. The last time I went was X-Men 3. I went and saw X-Men, The Last Stand. Yeah, me too. I saw that and Da Vinci Code. So it was a terrible time. Because I fucking hated the Da Vinci Code. But no, we went out there and our friend, with friends' trucks and stuff like that. And we just, what you're saying, dude, lawn chairs in the back. Ice cooler and a fucking little boombox, dude. And we're not the only people doing that. There's other people in their trucks, dude.
Oh,
but everybody's just, and it's like, if somebody's hooping and hollering, they're down that way, nobody's pissed.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, nobody cares, dude. And it's because it's a nice open forum kind of thing, dude. Yeah. It's just, I don't know, dude. There's a very cool, chill feel about the drive-in, dude. And I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah, I was afraid that kind of just chill nature of people just kind of not caring was going to piss me off, but it gives me a bubble of I can set up the movie experience I want.
Yeah.
Because you turn the sound up and it doesn't really matter. If I really wanted to, I could put fucking headphones on.
Exactly.
So, like, I'm not worried about it. Like,
no, it's crazy because you're going somewhere, but you're also in the comfort of technically let's call it your own home.
Yeah.
So it's essentially like, really going out to like the theater while maintaining your own privacy, your own comfort.
Yeah.
It's really cool. No, I'm glad you enjoyed your experience because you've been kind of a naysayer.
Yeah, I plan on taking the truck and doing more of a lawn chair situation next time, but it was awesome just being in my car. Fucking the first half of Tarzan, it was still fucking hot outside.
Yeah.
So I rolled up the windows and just had the fucking air conditioner going with the fucking... Nothing could bother me. It was amazing.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, I had the stereo up and the windows down, and I figure that's about the same as having a boombox and sitting outside, and it didn't bug me at all. Like, nothing bugged me. So I'm just
one of the times I went, I think it was the time I saw Final Fantasy, I took my car, and, like, my friend Marshall took his, and, you know, my other friends took theirs and stuff. And we were all sitting there, dude, and it was me and my girlfriend at the time. Windows rolled down, my sunroof open, and we were just chilling.
Just chill.
Yeah.
So I'm like, cool. Less likelihood that people are going to annoy me. It's a double feature. Fucking for $8, I see 2 movies. And I'm like, yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah. The only thing that sucks is it is very based on the weather.
Yeah, it's based on the weather. The picture quality is not great, as well as the sound quality, but like Brittany's car has great...
you took Brittany's?
Yeah, it has a great system in it, but it's
really
still over
stereo.
FM, so
Yeah.
it's like it's not super high fidelity.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, if it's windy or super hot or super cold or whatever, it's gonna suck. But for like
Ryan, for the folks at home, would you recommend trying to find a local drive-in near them?
I would recommend it. There's not a lot, so have fun.
There really isn't that many left. Kind of sad.
So we should probably wrap this up.
Yeah, wrap it up.
All right. This has been the podcast.
This has been the podcast. We still don't really have a name.
It's the Mighty Fish Podcast.
It's the Mighty Fish Podcast.
Well,
we might just
for
leave
the
it at
time
that.
being.
Yeah.
We might be back with... We still have the show coming. We still have another skit coming.
Yeah.
Those will be on YouTube. If you're on SoundCloud, Mighty Fish Productions on YouTube.
Yes.
If you're anywhere else, cool. Same to you.
Yeah.
That is all for today. Say
Thanks
bye,
for listening,
Josh.
guys. Bye, Josh.
It's not as funny the second time.
It's way funnier the second time.